What's up, YouTube? It's your boy. I am Alex What, back again with another video. Here to talk to you guys about Ironheart, which some of you guys have already seen and know all 6 episodes. I've finally seen the third episode, which I'll be going over the second and the third episode of things that I liked and disliked overall about the episode. You know, first off with Ironheart 2, um, the first off, I'm going over things I like. I'm sorry, I just can't read my writing. But it says, Riri not realizing Nat is real, um, is what she created. I did like that, but not like, but someone didn't like the fact that how she could. It took her so long to accept what she created, and I'm just like, you're a 15-year-old smart girl, but you can't even realize that you created and brought your friend here through the the link thing that you were trying to do. That's funny. When Xavier, Riri's stepbrother, says, Master Riri, I think that's who says it, or Parker, but I believe it's Xavier. I'm always gonna keep saying this because I grew up like with my having relatives that watch this show. This is a sister reference. Go home, Roger. That made me laugh. That made me laugh. I don't care what nobody says. That made me laugh. It's like, go home, Roger. Like, you always over here. Like, oh my God. I'm sorry, but that show, it was funny to me. It was funny. You can't deny. I mean, if you didn't laugh, respect, cool. But it was funny to me. um, Other than that, like, or should I say, when it came down to like her being late to the meetup at 11:30 a.m. or 10:30 a.m., I don't know which one it is. Bring the bagels. Oh, that's where the BS comes. She joins Parker, John, and the rest. Slug, Clown, which she is. Rez and Jerry and Roz, the blood brothers, but transitioned or gender swapped into females. You know, they talk about the job, what they're gonna do, Slug, and all that. And when they do go and do the job, she does allow Natalie to come along with her and everything. But kind of, well, no, she doesn't. Scratch that. She doesn't invite Natalie to come along with her. She connects her to her computer. And she breaks out of it, with all the stuff that she knows being an AI and not a real person. And she drops the thing that drops the little, I won't say HDMI, but the little chip that can break through the first breakthrough that they're gonna have, like the break-in they're gonna have with Tunnel. Like how in um, Chicago, Philly and everything is go underground. Y'all know that. The fighting doesn't look real to me, but to me, I'm just gonna say this about all the fight scenes from episode 1 to episode 6. They're all choreographed. They're all choreographed because ain't nobody really pulling this stuff off. Ain't nobody's pulling this stuff off. But yeah. Um. But let's since we started talking about the second episode and Tunnel and what goes on there and stuff. Let's talk about my dislikes. Slug doing his it's T posture with his hands when he does this. I'm just like, bruh, stop. You're not a female. I mean, whether it's about being a female or not, just stop. Like, oh my god, just stop, bruh. Please stop doing that. Like, I be seeing that stuff on TikTok. When females be saying like they talking somewhere, it's like, oh, it's the tea, like it's giving Stop doing that. Like, it's so irritating. It really is. And after they complete the job, Natalie and Riri see Parker, the hood, shooting a cop on his left shoulder and everything. Yeah, and they once they successful, they just like bruh, bruh. I'm like, stop saying BRUH and just say bro, or like don't try to like how us guys we got bro, don't girls got sis or girl. Like, why can't y'all be doing that? Like, I mean, whatever, but still, not something that I liked in the show. And as far as the episode altogether, episode two, it was alright. Let's talk about episode three. Let's talk about episode three. One, two, three. Um, we in danger, girl. Um, I watched the whole episode. This time after breaking in the tunnel, um, John Parker's cousin advises not to go and try to break into this herbalistic, place that's not even on land. It's like on water. We got like five cylinders of like little buildings and security, being security, doing his job. You can't bring no metal stuff. So that means Ironheart suit, that's out. John's knives throwing, that's out. And even Clown's bombs, I don't know, but she's some way still bar along the fire. Um, and I will say it again, Riri was doing a little bit too much. But way before that all went down, um, what happened? All before that, um, Riri had an anxiety attack when her and Natalie went to the garage where she saw Gary, Riri's stepfather, um, and Natalie, her best friend, who's now an AI, get deleted and everything, which is unfortunate that happening and everything. And yeah, she obviously gets uh, anxiety attack. Natalie helps her calm her down, and afterwards, as being in the garage, Gary's garage, and everything, she heads up upstairs to her apartment and everything, and she sees the 50 shows up at her place, looking for her, asking about her relationship to Stuart Clark, also known as Rampage, and many other different names. Um, Stuart Clark is found deleted. Yeah, they found him deleted, and they say that she was her last contact, and her mother's like, huh? I didn't know this. But yeah, you don't know anything. But whatever. Yeah. Um, she obviously kind of hints on to who kills it at the towards the end of the episode. Um, and after she gets into her room and stuff, Riri, I wrote down that Riri panics, thinks she could have gotten murked, as she says in the show about. It's so funny how she uses the word, how she referenced like somebody being deleted. Is like, oh, they about to murk me. Oh, not me. I ain't trying to get murked. Like, just that word murk, MURKED, sounds so hilarious and funny to me. But whatever. The word choices is just like, what is going on here? But um, and I will say throughout the and while when they after all that goes down, the actual action goes down, or towards them when they are on the island and stuff. And from what I can remember, you know, Riri invites Natalie to come on this time, actually come on, not locking her in her computer. But they get on once they get onto the top of the tower, to for her to scan everything, and she does this thing, and it is referred to in the third episode or in the second episode. You know, Clown and Riri are talking about, Riri's asking Clown about the hood, and how it's, what is it, and this and that, and Clown gives this horrible, in my opinion, horrible dialogue about how fine he is, like, oh, like I tried it on and this and that. And I think, yeah, it was in the third episode. She comes out wearing that stuff, and John, he gets upset. He's like, "Don't touch this. This is valuable. What are you doing?" And but honestly, I can't be mad at his expression, because if somebody were to touch something of yours that is valuable, would you like that? Nope. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And he had to apologize to Clown about what he did, but whatever. And because in the second episode, Natalie, she was just saying about how Parker's hood gives off some crazy energy, and she don't know if she should be dealing with this guy or hanging out with this crew, which I think she is absolutely right. But Riri's gonna do what Riri wants to do, right? Anyways, um, yeah. After all that happens, and everybody leaves their mail stuff, they still find a way to get inside, and for some reason, since Riri is so concerned about the hood, she exits out the suit, leaves Natalie in control of it. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing my things." I will say I do like how maybe they have a stunt double or something, or a person that's in the suit when Riri's not in it, to simulate that. But yeah, she goes underneath the water and gets closest to Parker, aka the Hood. Um, if and when you guys are hearing those big bang sounds, people are still popping off fireworks. It's not July 4th anymore, because they probably bought extras. Like, hey, let me just pop this off. Back to what I was saying. She Riri goes down, and she, in my opinion, she messes up the mission. She messes up the mission. I don't care what nobody says. Some people probably agree with me. Some people don't. But she literally messes up the mission by the biomess that she left there, that she promised um, Joey McGully or something, but Ezekiel. Let's call him Ezekiel. That is his other name, Ezekiel. He is this, and also if y'all, some of y'all who already know or don't know, he is the son of the man who was trying to delete Tony Stark in the first Iron Man movie. I was shocked, but yeah, and I can see why he has this certain thing like with metal and everything. But he gives it to her, and he says, "Promise you're gonna bring me back," and she says, "I promise." That promise is broken, because she gets into a fight with John because of what she did, using that thing to cut a piece of his hood while on the job, which I don't recommend her doing. She sets it off, and the guy, he already knows and everything. They lock everything down, put in this certain type of uh I won't say fluid, but air that makes it hard for humans to breathe. Carbon dioxide. There we go. Carbon dioxide goes into each one of those little tunnel things that is all in there. Rozzy, Jerry, Slug, and all of them, they all almost get deleted and everything. But then once John, Parker's cousin, finds out who was behind all this, messing up the job and everything, because he's like the second hand man, like when Parker ain't doing the stuff, John got it. He gets into it with Riri. They fight. Riri breaks her leg, and yeah, in some way she gets out with the piece of the hoodie that she ripped off of Parker's hood. Rip off the hood. But anyways, yeah, John. he gets deleted and everything. And also, since we don't be talking about the show and everything, let me talk about before I finish the rest of the story. There's this one thing I didn't. Oh, yeah, it was a notification. There was one thing I didn't like. I didn't like when Joey McGuddy, Ezekiel, he came to Riri's place, cause like, oh, like let's have a day we hang out or something like this and everything. Well, he was no, he was knocking on Riri's door and everything after the whole 5-0 stuff. And the mother's like, why is this middle-aged white man at the front of my door? And they say somehow that she Riri says something about the khakis make her him look older, whatever. I just personally didn't like how the Riri's mother was referring to Ezekiel, and also that elder black lady walking around just looking at him like. I personally didn't like that because to me it looks they're looking at him like he don't belong there. I mean, just because y'all in Philly or Illinois or wherever, and a white man comes into the building, don't mean you gotta look at him like he's the person that don't belong. I personally didn't like that. I just personally it came off as people of color were being a little bit of R word, if you know what I mean. Not like somebody because they don't have melanin in their skin, but whatever. But yeah, going on as far as in the story, Riri was able to get out with Natalie, and so was everybody else. Slug, Jaws, and Riri, and Jerry and Clown. And they had to get back on the boat. It was too late and everything. Parker was looking for his cousin, but couldn't. And then he takes off the hood just to express himself, being mad over the fact that his cousin's not there. And he told him at the beginning, he told him not to do his job, but since they did, they did. And yeah, then there's a I won't say a flashback, but John is brought back and saying like the hood that Parker was wearing. He shows him that he shows him a shadow of Ironheart suit, that she's the one who killed your cousin, and everything. And now I know in the next episode she gonna try to Parker is gonna try to seek revenge, and the whole villain story and everything. It was a cool episode, but there was a few things I didn't like, and there was a few things. There wasn't much I liked in this episode, but it was a cool episode. It was a cool episode, you know. But I'm gonna keep watching them. Make sure I have episode 4 for you guys, 5 and 6, and then whatever's next. And the next show I might be watching is Adolescence. I only saw the first episode, but I didn't like it after I seen it. But I'm gonna finish it to come on here and get my points in and much more. And yeah, hope you guys like and appreciate that. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. We're Squad.